Teacher Chelsey here, and it's time to put your curiosity caps on and get ready to dive into some science. Today, I wanted to talk to you about something really important. Are you ready? Have you ever noticed that you can pretty much find water, well, basically everywhere? I mean, think about it. Can you think of places that you can find water in your school or your home? Maybe in your town or your state? Maybe you thought of places like the sink, or the shower, or even a toilet. Ugh. Maybe a pool, a river, or even the ocean. And let's not forget, there is also water in places we might not be able to necessarily see, like the ground and the air. So there really is water everywhere. And do you know where else water can be found? Inside our bodies. The human body is actually 50 to 75% water. That's more than half our body. But why do we have so much water inside of our bodies in the first place? Well, as a matter of fact, water is the most essential element that we need to survive. Did you know that you could go weeks without food, but only a few days without water before your body would completely shut down and no longer be able to function? Wow, crazy to think about, right? Okay, but why? Why is water so important anyway? And what role does water actually play in our bodies? And how much should we be drinking to keep us healthy? Well, let's look towards science for some answers. As it turns out, water plays a pretty crucial role in our bodily functions, and pretty much all of our bodily systems need water to keep you, well, alive. So that's why we have so much of it in there in the first place. The water inside of our bodies helps us in so many ways. For example, it helps your body to control your temperature, remove waste, digest food, fight off germs, protect your vital organs like your brain, and carry oxygen to the cells throughout your body, just to name a few. As for where the water is kept, well, it's pretty much everywhere. For example, the adult brain and heart are each over 50% water. And that's not all. Your lungs are 83% water, and your bones, even though they feel hard and dry, they're actually 31% water. Oh, and as for the blood that flows throughout your entire body, that's mostly water too. So as you can see, water really is pretty much everywhere, both in and outside of our bodies, which is so cool, right? But wait, if water is already in our bodies in such large amounts, why is it so important to drink it? I mean, we already have so much of it, right? So what's the deal? Well, as it turns out, drinking water is really important to keeping our body healthy and running properly. There are tons of ways that we actually lose water throughout the day, even from simple day-to-day things. On average, we lose about 2 to 3 liters of water a day. How? Well, just like everyday functions require water, everyday functions use up water too. So think about this. Anytime you sweat or go to the bathroom and even cry, you are losing water. And while you are most likely to recognize those causes of losing water as they happen, there's another way that we lose water that we often don't even realize. As it turns out, simply breathing takes up water from our body via evaporation. It makes sense if you think about the parts of the respiratory or breathing system that contains water, like the lungs. So long story short, all living things from plants to animals to, you guessed it, humans need water to survive. Think about a plant. While plants are made up of nearly 90% water, what would happen if you never water them? Well, we all know that if you failed to water a plant, it would begin wilting and eventually dry up and die, right? Well, it pretty much works that way for humans too. Now, unlike plants, we don't have someone to make sure we get sunlight and water, so we have to take matters into our own hands. That's why it's so important to be sure to drink plenty of fluids, including water itself, throughout the day. And while no, we might not start wilting like a plant when we're starting to run low on water, we do experience other signs of this lack of water, or dehydration. Dehydration is another word for lack of water. Dehydration is what happens when more fluids leave the body than you put into it. And luckily, there are many easy ways our bodies replace these fluids throughout the day. Lost fluids are replaced by eating and drinking fairly easily. And I'd be willing to bet you do these things at least 3 times a day. Our bodies also have the help of certain minerals, such as sodium, potassium, and chloride, that help us keep a healthy fluid balance in our bodies. And these minerals help to bring the water we do have to the areas of our bodies that need it most. And it's not just floating around in there. And they help keep the balance of fluids when we do things like sweat. However, they can't do it all. There are certain conditions that make us lose and therefore need more water than usual. And that's why extreme heat, intense physical activity, and sickness can actually increase the risk of dehydration. So, it's extra important to drink fluids on hot days, during and after exercise, and when you are sick. And if you ever feel thirsty, you're actually overdue for some water. In other words, feeling thirsty is your body's flashing red signal telling you to get some fluid into your body pronto. And since water is important to our health, really important to our health, it's important to pay attention to this feeling of thirst and take proper action by putting fluids into your body. As a matter of fact, by the time you actually feel thirsty, your body has already reached the first stages of dehydration. And that's why regular intake of fluids, especially water, is ideal for optimal bodily function and health. So now let's talk about what actually happens when your body is dehydrated. As our body loses water, we start to feel the signs of dehydration in stages. I'd be willing to bet that you felt some of the effects of this initial stage before. Low water levels in your body are first detected in a part of the brain called the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus releases special hormones that tell the kidneys to retain fluids as a means to protect your body from losing more water. The result? Your kidneys, which play an important role in getting rid of waste and access fluids by urination, put a hold on excretion, or urination. And when you do finally go to the bathroom, you might notice that your pee is much darker in color than normal because it doesn't have as much water that normally makes it lighter in color. And this is one of the first signs of dehydration. And yes, the color of your pee is actually a good indicator of how hydrated you are. The lighter, the better. A few other early signs of dehydration are a dry mouth, cracked lips, and even dry skin. If you notice any of those symptoms, it's time to have a drink or 2 of water, my friend, because the dehydration at the next level starts to impact you even more, including negatively impacting your mood and energy levels. This level of dehydration results in feeling tired or easily annoyed or frustrated. Even worse, dehydration impacts your brain. When you have less water in your body, your brain tissues can actually shrink in size. Therefore, a dehydrated brain has to do more work and work harder to do its many jobs. In really bad cases of dehydration, your blood levels actually decrease and cause a drop in your blood pressure. And if your blood pressure gets too low, your organs won't be able to get the oxygen and nutrients they need to properly function. Eventually, this could lead to your body going into shock and needing medical attention. And in really extreme cases, like being lost in a desert for days and days and days, you might even start to experience hallucinations or visions of things that aren't actually there. So yeah, dehydration can do a number on your body and your mind. Now, luckily, these effects are pretty easily reversible once your body detects that water is being added. In most cases, drinking a glass or two of water will do the trick. And in even more severe cases, you might need to get help from a doctor to get your hydration back to where it needs to be. Okay, so we've talked a lot about what happens when you don't drink enough water. But can you drink too much? Actually, yes. As crazy as it sounds, there is such a thing as drinking too much water. This is called hyponatremia. When you drink too much water in a short amount of time, your cells actually swell up and can't function properly, similar to when you are dehydrated. Also, your kidneys can become too filled if they cannot keep up with getting rid of fluids as fast as they are coming in. This leads to something called water intoxication. But don't worry, this is only in pretty extreme cases. So keep drinking that water, my friend. And speaking of, just how much water should you be drinking to stay healthy and hydrated? Maybe you've heard the classic suggestion of 8 glasses of water a day. However, doctors have since realized that the amount of water you need varies from person to person and is impacted by the environment you are in and the amount and type of physical activity you partake in. But an 8 glasses a day is a safe minimum. And if you're ever bored by the idea of drinking water, just remember that it is so important for your health. And luckily, water is not the only way to get important fluids into your body. Most beverages, including juices, teas, and even milk, help you stay hydrated. Oh, and another way to add water to your body? Food. About 5% of our daily water intake actually comes from the foods we eat. A lot of fruits and vegetables contain more than 75% water, some even over 90%. And they provide a ton of nutrients and other health benefits, including that extra dose of water. So make sure you maintain a healthy diet with fruits and veggies, and drink plenty of water each day. The bottom line is that we all need water, and simply put, it helps keeps us functioning and feeling good. Now, are you up for a challenge? If you are up for a challenge that will have you feeling healthy and hydrated, start each day off by drinking a glass of water. This will help you start your day off on the right foot by replenishing any fluids that you may have lost overnight. And even better, try not to go more than 2 hours without drinking another. Before you know it, regularly drinking water will become a healthy habit and you won't even have to think twice about it. After all, healthy habits are the best kind of habits. So, be sure to drink up and stay hydrated, my friends. And remember, you don't need to wait until you feel thirsty to drink up. Well, that's all we have time for today. And as always, thank you for tuning in. And until next time, stay curious. Bye-bye.
We are thrilled that you're watching Blue Studios 24/7. We're so excited to bring round-the-clock entertainment and educational content to your home. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with our latest videos. At Blue Studios, we aspire to revolutionize the way families spend time together. We empower families by providing them with tools to work together, earn and learn, and achieve new heights of success. Visit www.bluestudios.io to discover more about our mission and how we empower families to succeed. Thank you so much for being part of our community. Keep watching and learning with us. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button.